You know what's fascinating? Most people think managing money is rocket science. They imagine wealthy people huddled in dark rooms analyzing stock charts, whispering about hedge funds and derivatives. Meanwhile, the reality is almost embarrassingly simple. I'm Hamster. I've spent years studying how people with actual wealth handle their finances. And the truth is, they don't have secret strategies. They don't have insider tips. They have a system. A boring, predictable, almost automatic system that anyone can use. Today, I'm going to break down that system. I call it the 22/50/28 rule. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to apply it, whether you make $30,000 a year or $300,000. And the best part? You can start before your next paycheck hits. But first, let's talk about why the financial industry doesn't want you to know this. Think about it. If managing money were truly simple, who would pay for expensive financial advisors? Who would buy courses on advanced options trading? Who would subscribe to stock-picking newsletters? The financial industry makes billions off your uncertainty. The more complicated they make it sound, the more you feel like you need to pay someone else to handle it. But here's the truth. The fundamentals of building wealth haven't changed in decades. They are so simple that you could teach them to a teenager in an afternoon. The wealthy understand one thing that most people miss entirely. You can earn a six-figure salary and still be broke if you don't have a system. Meanwhile, someone earning half that can build substantial wealth by following a few basic rules. The difference isn't income, it's intention. Let me introduce you to the 22/50/28 rule. These percentages represent how you should split every dollar you earn. 22% goes to your future self, investing, saving, building wealth. 50% covers your essential living expenses, housing, food, utilities, transportation. 28% is for everything else, fun, hobbies, dining out, spontaneous purchases. Now I know what you're thinking. 22%? That's a lot. I can barely pay my bills as it is. I hear you, but let me explain why this number isn't as crazy as it sounds, and why it's actually the most important part of the whole system. The 22% serves two critical purposes. Most people only think about the first one, but the second one is where real wealth is built. Purpose number one, the safety net. Life is unpredictable. Your car breaks down, you lose your job, you get a surprise medical bill. Without a cushion, these events become disasters. With a cushion, they're just inconveniences. Purpose number two, the growth engine. This is where compound interest enters the picture. The money you set aside doesn't just sit there. It gets invested. It earns returns. Those returns earn their own returns. Over time, this snowball effect can turn modest savings into substantial wealth. Let me show you why this 22% is so powerful, with numbers that might surprise you. Suppose you earn $60,000 a year. 22% is $13,200 annually. That's $1,100 per month. I know, that sounds like a lot. But let's see what happens over time. Assume you invest that money in a simple, low-cost index fund earning 7% per year, historically reasonable. After 5 years, approximately $82,000. After 10 years, approximately $195,000. After 20 years, approximately $540,000. After 30 years, approximately $1,250,000. You personally contributed $396,000 over 30 years. The market contributed over $850,000. That's more than double what you put in. And that's assuming you never increase your contributions as your income grows. But here's the real kicker. If you start at 25 instead of 35, the numbers almost double again. That extra decade of compounding is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Time really is money. So you have 22% of your income ready to deploy. Where does it go? Wealthy people follow a simple order of operations. Rung 1, employer match. If your company offers a retirement match, take it first. This is free money, often a 50% or 100% return on your contribution. Nothing else comes close. Rung 2, high interest debt. If you have credit card debt or personal loans above 8%, pay them down. That's a guaranteed return equal to the interest rate you're avoiding. Rung 3, tax-advantaged accounts. In the US, that means Roth IRA, traditional IRA, HSA. In other countries, similar accounts. These let your money grow without taxes eating away at it. Rung 4, regular brokerage account. After you've maxed out the tax-advantaged options, the rest goes here. Invest in low-cost index funds. Now let's talk about the 50% bucket. This covers everything you need to survive: housing, food, utilities, transportation, insurance, minimum debt payments. This is where most people struggle, because essential expenses have a nasty habit of expanding. You get a raise, and suddenly you need a bigger apartment. You get a promotion, and now you need a nicer car. Economists call this lifestyle inflation. I call it the silent wealth killer. The 50% cap is your defense against it. By setting a firm boundary, you force yourself to make conscious choices. But what if you live in an expensive city where rent alone eats 40% of your income? Then you get creative. Get a roommate or two. Move slightly farther from downtown to save 20 to 30% on rent. Use public transportation instead of owning a car. Cook at home instead of ordering delivery. These aren't fun decisions, but they're temporary. The goal is to keep your essential expenses low enough that you can feed that 22% investing bucket. Once your wealth grows, you can afford to loosen up. Finally, the most enjoyable part of the rule. 28% of your income is for living today. Restaurants, travel, hobbies, concerts, gifts, spontaneous purchases, whatever brings you joy. But Hamster, you say, shouldn't I save every possible dollar? No, and here's why. People who try to save everything often burn out, they feel deprived, they resent their own budget, and eventually they snap, blowing months of savings on a shopping spree or an expensive vacation. The 28% is a psychological safety valve. When you know you have legitimate, guilt-free money for fun, you're less likely to steal from your 22% investing bucket or cheat on your 50% essential expenses. Studies show that people who give themselves permission to spend on joy are more likely to stick with their savings goals long term. Counterintuitive, but true. A little fun today keeps you on track for a lot of freedom tomorrow. Let me make this real with a story. Meet the Garcias. Combined income, $90,000 per year. Take-home pay after taxes, about $6,000 per month. 22% for investing, $1,320 per month. They put this into a Roth IRA and a simple S&P 500 index fund. 50% for essentials, $3,000 per month. Rent, $1,400. Groceries, $600. Utilities, $300. Car payment, $400. Insurance, $200. Gas, $100. That's $3,000 exactly. 28% for fun, $1,680 per month. Dining out, streaming services, weekend trips, hobbies, gifts. Now, here's what happens over time. After 5 years, their investments have grown to about $100,000, including returns. After 10 years, over $280,000. After 20 years, nearly $730,000. Now, here's what happens over time. After 5 years, their investments have grown to about $100,000, including returns. After 10 years, over $280,000. After 20 years, nearly $730,000. Now I know some of you are thinking, this is great, Hamster, but I'm barely covering my rent. I can't save 22% of my income. I hear you. And here's the reality. The 22/50/28 rule is a target, not a starting line. If you can't hit those numbers today, you start where you are. Maybe you start with 5% saving and 70% essentials. That's fine. The key is to build the habit. As your income grows, you increase the saving percentage. As you pay off debt, your essential expenses drop. The people who eventually reach financial freedom didn't get there by being perfect from day one. They got there by being consistent over many years. A small step today is infinitely better than a giant leap you never take. Let's get into the psychology behind why the 22% is so hard. Your brain has a built-in bias called temporal discounting. It values immediate rewards far more than future ones. Spending $50 on dinner tonight feels great. Saving that same $50 for a future you don't know feels pointless. Your brain is literally wired to sabotage your long-term wealth. But here's the trick. You can hack your brain by making the future feel present. Visualize your retired self. Write down your goals. Create a visual tracker of your savings. The more real the future feels, the more your brain will care. Another hack. Automate your 22%. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking to your investment account on payday. If you never see the money, you never miss it. out of sight, out of mind, and into wealth. Let's spend more time on the 50% bucket because this is where most people have the most flexibility, even if they don't realize it. Housing. This is usually the biggest expense. Can you get a roommate? Can you move to a less expensive neighborhood? Can you negotiate your rent? Even a $200 reduction frees up $2,400 per year for investing. Transportation. The average car payment in America is over $700 per month. That's insane. A reliable used car can cost half that. Or consider public transit, biking, or carpooling. Food. Cooking at home instead of eating out saves hundreds per month. Batch cooking on Sundays takes 2 hours and saves you from expensive takeout on weeknights. Subscriptions. The average person spends over $200 per month on subscriptions they don't use. Cancel them. Today. Each of these changes seem small, but together they can easily reduce your essential expenses by 10 to 20%, freeing up more money for your 22% investing bucket. The 28% is not a license to go crazy. It's a budget. Once it's gone for the month, it's gone. You don't borrow from next month's fun money. You don't dip into the 22% investing bucket. This takes discipline. But here's the secret. Knowing you have a legitimate, guilt-free fund for fun actually makes it easier to say no to impulse purchases. You're not depriving yourself forever. You're just waiting until next month. And as your income grows, the 28% grows with it. More money for fun without guilt. That's the reward for sticking to the system. Here's something that might surprise you. Most wealthy people didn't get rich by making brilliant investment picks. They got rich by investing consistently over long periods. Trying to time the market is a fool's errand. Even professional fund managers fail at it. But investing a fixed amount every month, regardless of what the market is doing, that works. It's called dollar cost averaging, and it removes emotion from the equation. The 22% rule forces you to invest consistently. You're not waiting for the right moment, you're just following the system. And over decades, that consistency produces extraordinary results. What should you do when you get a surprise chunk of money? A bonus, a tax refund, an inheritance. Most people blow it on something fun. Wealthy people follow a simple rule. Apply the same 22/50/28 logic to the windfall. Put 22% of it into your investments. Use 50% to pay down debt or cover essential expenses. And enjoy the remaining 28% guilt-free. This approach lets you celebrate while still building wealth. You get the best of both worlds. Before you invest a single dollar, use part of your 22% to build an emergency fund. Aim for 3 to 6 months of essential expenses, the 50% bucket. Why is this so important? Because without an emergency fund, you'll be forced to sell your investments during a market downturn, locking in losses when life throws a curveball. Once you have that cushion, you can invest the rest of your 22% with confidence. You're no longer one bad week away from financial disaster. Let's address the most common excuses I hear. I can't save 22%, I have too much debt. Then use part of the 22% to pay down high-interest debt. That's a guaranteed return. Once the debt is gone, redirect that money to investing. The stock market is too risky. Over the long term, 10 plus years, the market has always gone up. Short-term volatility is the price of long-term growth. Stick with index funds, not individual stocks. I need the money for a house down payment. That's fine. Keep it in a high-yield savings account or short-term bonds, but once you buy the house, go back to investing. I'll start next year. No, you won't. There will always be a reason to delay. Start today, even $20 a week. Excuses are comfortable, but comfort doesn't build wealth. One of the most powerful tools for sticking to the 22/50/28 rule is tracking. Create a simple spreadsheet or use a free app. Every month, log your income and your spending in each category. But here's the visual hack that really works. Create a chart of your net worth over time. Put it on your wall or your fridge. Watch the line go up. It becomes addictive. When you see your net worth climbing, you'll start finding ways to save more, earn more, invest more, just to make the line go higher. It turns wealth building into a game. One of the hardest parts of sticking to a budget is social pressure. Your friends want to go to expensive restaurants. Your family expects nice gifts. Social media shows everyone's highlight reel. Here's the truth. Most of those people are broke. They're financing their lifestyle with debt. They're not building wealth. You don't have to explain your budget to anyone. A simple, I'm saving for something important is enough. Real friends will respect it. And the ones who don't, they're not your real friends. The beauty of this system is that it scales with your income. Let's see how it works at different levels. Income $30,000 per year, 22% equals $550 per month to invest 50% equals $1,250 per month for essentials. 28% equals $700 per month for fun. Income $80,000 per year, 22% equals $1,467 per month to invest 50% equals $3,333 per month for essentials. 28% equals $1,867 per month for fun. Income $150,000 per year, 22% equals $2,750 per month to invest 50% equals $6,250 per month for essentials. 28% equals $3,500 per month for fun. Notice that the percentages stay the same. The dollar amounts grow. This prevents lifestyle inflation from eating up your raises. You enjoy some of the extra income, but you also save more. Let's zoom out. Imagine you start at age 30 earning $60,000. You save 22%, $13,200 per year, and invest it at 7% returns. You never increase your savings rate even as your income grows. At age 40, approximately $195,000. At age 50, approximately $540,000. At age 60, approximately $1,250,000. Now imagine you also increase your savings rate as your income grows. By age 60, you could easily have $2 million or more. That's not magic. That's the 22/50/28 rule working over time. And here's the best part. At that point, your investments are earning more per year than you earn from your job. You have options, you have freedom, you have choices. The 22/50/28 rule isn't a secret. It's not complicated. It's just a system, a way to force your money to work for you instead of leaking away. Wealthy people aren't smarter than you. They just have a system. You can start today. Open your banking app. Look at your last month's spending. Roughly calculate what percentage went to essentials, to fun, to savings. Then adjust. It won't be perfect at first. That's fine. The goal is progress, not perfection. Start with 5% savings if that's all you can do. Then 10%. Then 15%. Work your way up to 22%. Your future self, the one with options, freedom, and choices, is waiting. Don't keep them waiting too long. I'm Hamster. Subscribe for more real, no BS finance.